Hello.
Hi, how are you today?
Doing well.
Good. So we had a lot of stuff go on last time we were here. That's good. Can you tell me what has been good for you, gone good for you this week?
Yeah. So a lot of good things. I picked up running, which have not ran in like an entire year, and it felt really good. Afterwards, I was like, oh yeah, I did this for a reason at some point in the past. I was like, oh yeah, endorphins exist. This is fun. So yeah, it just felt really, really good. It was a morning run, and I went on a run Sunday, and I went on another one. Yesterday morning. So that's just helped me feel motivated and shown myself that yeah, this is something you can totally do. And so running a couple times has been a really good feeling.
Good. That
Yeah.
sounds great that you started moving towards some of the things that we were talking about and
Yes.
finding things to give you some motivation.
Yes.
And on top of that, it's making you feel better too.
Yes.
Good. I like to hear all of that stuff. To kind of delve into some other things here, just to see, I've got some like kind of different questions to ask to kind of get some information from you. Just as a for instance, let's, for fun, suppose that tonight while you slept, a miracle occurred.
Mm-hmm.
And when you wake up tomorrow, what would be some of the things you would notice that would tell you your life had suddenly gotten better?
Wow, that's a big question. I'm gonna try and stay as focused as possible here. So I would wake up, no qualms about it, at 6 a.m. I'm even being easy in like this like miracle scenario.
Okay.
Instead of 5 a.m., I'm saying 6 a.m.
Okay.
Wake up at 6 a.m. I'd get up, eat, a banana with peanut butter, go on a run, and the run would just be, I would feel a lot of stamina, I would feel a lot of confidence in my running abilities, and so that would be just like easy peasy, feel really good, and then just like calmness and confidence in my body and my capabilities, and just feel really focused, like very on track with what my day is going to look like, and just being really confident in my decision making, and just feeling, last time I mentioned like, what did I say? Heart, mind, body.
Mhm.
And it would all be there. All three of those pieces would be running cohesively together. So the body aspect would be right there with my heart and mind, and I just feel really good in myself.
Okay. There's a lot of different components in there that you talked
Yeah.
about. All of those really good. So you're still looking towards the activity to get you motivated, to get your day on track, and to make you feel good and be healthier, correct?
Yeah.
Great. To kind of break that down, because that's a lot of little things in there, what would you need to do to get there?
To get to the scenario I just gave you?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Like what would it look like to you?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of how many days a week would it work out for you to make you feel like you've hit that where your heart, mind, and body are in sync with each other and stuff?
Yeah. So I think that at the least 3 days a week would be good to consistently do each week, is run 3 times at least.
Okay. Would get you close to where you would start to be at the heart, mind, and body working together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. how would your life be different if you were able to get to the 3 days a week of running and stuff?
I think it'd just be a lot calmer, just a lot feeling fulfilled and feeling accomplished. I think it would have this huge ripple effect in my life being feeling more on top of things and feeling like good physically.
Incorporating the habit of running 3 days a week in your life would make everything feel more cohesive together, and you would feel kind of on your game.
Yeah.
That sounds...
I wouldn't say everything, but I think that it would release a lot of stress. I think it's something in the past that I've identified. It's been a trial and error of finding what self-care looks like for me, and running outside, even in, the winter, just the fact of being outside and running is such a stress relief. So I think that it would just this tension that gets built up inside me that I don't know what to do with, I think that has been an identified outlet for me in the past, that after a run, no matter what's going on, I do breathe a little bit better.
Okay. The tension and the stress that you're talking about, can you tell me a little bit more about that and how that is a part of your life now, and where that might be causing some of the things that you're going through that aren't giving you that heart, mind, and body connection?
How tension and stress are impeding my...
Yeah.
Well, all disclosure, I had a mental breakdown 2 weeks ago where I had built up a lot of pressure around my academics. I had built up a lot of pressure around my, around this feeling stuck in the place that I'm in, a rural town. It's not for me, and I knew that moving to Ashland. But I was you can do anything for 2 years. And so last year it was just a lot of suppression, just get through it, and all of that caught up to me. And it just hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was quite honestly showing a lot of depressive symptoms. And so it was okay, we're starting from ground one, we gotta take this seriously, you're here for another year, we have to prioritize self-care, or else we're going to be a dysfunctional human being. So that was this very intentional course of action where it was what are those things that truly lull my mind and release that tension? One of them is crocheting, and another one is running. Crocheting, a lot easier to just sit down and do, and just boop, 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 I'm losing track of time. Running, I know is good for me, and I do enjoy it. It's just and I think the last time we talked, I didn't have motivation. Mm-hmm. I think that has changed a lot, and that I do this time around, and just that one, the hardest is the first time, and just doing it that first time after a long time of not doing it.
Sure.
So after that first run, I just had this boost of confidence, and remember, you can do this. And so, yeah, I forget. I feel like I went,
no, you're good.
A lot of off track, but releasing that tension. So that tension has been building up for a year now, and this is something that I know is consistent, and is something that I'm working on, and being kinder to myself, and just running for a bit, and then when you can't do it anymore, just walk for a bit, and then run for a bit, walk for a bit. And that's the same as going for, your run's gonna look different than someone else's run.
For sure.
So I think I'm working on being kind to myself and saying this is what you can do right now, and it's your run is better than you not running at all. So you just literally leaving your apartment, and maybe you don't even run, you just walk. right now we're putting those two things on the same level of importance. So,
Good.
yeah, it's just been, that has been an identified thing that is, I know is going to be helpful for me. It's just putting in these other objectives that are going to help me get there for sure and make it a stable thing in my life, because recognizing something about me is that I'll have like these very, we're seeing it right now where I'm like, okay, let's do this, let's jump in hard, we're going to be running every day. I'm setting these goals that are just probably unrealistic for myself, and so I go 100% in, and then I burn out, and then I have that mental beating where I'm like, well, you did it again, you didn't follow through on what you planned to do, and it's just like this vicious cycle. So I'm like being intentional about how can I be successful this time around and make a lifestyle change versus a month change where I'm forcing myself to run every day.
Okay.
How can I make it something that is habitual to me, but with also having flexibility in that I know that sometimes I'm not going to reach that goal, but still having that flexibility to make it a priority.
Okay. To kind of just make sure I'm on the same page with
Yeah.
you here, the running then is how you are incorporating self-care into your life, which is something you have not been doing in a while.
Yeah.
And the biggest part of that is you're giving yourself a little bit of grace when it comes to where you're at with the running.
Yeah.
So if you run and you don't run the whole time, you might walk a little bit of it, that's okay, because you're still getting out there and doing it.
Yes.
Okay, good. Kind of just to look over things and see where we were at from last time to this time, kind of scaling things on a scale of 0 to 10. With incorporating the running into your life, where would you say you were at? If 0 is feeling really bad and 10 is feeling really good about things, where do you think you're at now?
I think I'm like at a 6. Like I'm doing good, but I have this trepidation of like, how long is this gonna last? Like, we're doing good now, but can we keep it going? So I'd say about a 6.
What would it look like, or what would you need to do to kind of get rid of that trepidation? Like, how would things have to change for you to not have that trepidation anymore?
I think that's something that I've struggled with for a long time, in that, like, how long will I have to be running to be like, oh, this is like legit a part of my life now? So I'd say, how long do they say to form a habit? I don't remember. But I would say, like, to make me feel really good would be like 2 months. And I've even, like, in my mind had a goal of like running a 5K at some point and having that be something that I work towards. So yeah, I would say like duration wise 2 months, but then I don't know when I could find a 5K next, but I think that would be like, for me to run a 5K, I would think would be like, you've made some significant progress in this aspect.
Good. So what you're looking at is 2 months consistent with the 3 days a week running, is that correct?
Yeah.
Would look like the trepidation of where you're at now and feeling like this has become a habit for you.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. We talked about some of the reasons why this change is good for you. Has any of those reasons changed? And if they have, like, what does that look like?
Have the reasons changed? I think, what did I mention last time? Like connection with my body and feeling healthier. I think they're fundamentally the same. I think that last time we talked, I didn't think I realized how important it is to my like mental wellness.
Okay.
to make running a priority. So I would say emphasis on mental wellness with that. And I think running is, I think another reason is weight management. Running is a great way to just be like, okay, I'm up 5 pounds, like I'll just increase my run this much. And I think it's a really good like check and balance of that if you have that tool in your toolbox, you can use it and just, instead of like having to alter your entire life to like do this whole weight loss thing, it becomes something that you can increase or decrease depending on how you feel about your body and what you want to change.
Good. So we're still, for the most part, keeping a lot of the same goals, but adding the extra checks and balances to things, and with the weight loss and stuff. So that's good. We've gotten a lot of good things out of today. So I appreciate all of that and your openness to talk with me. So we will talk again next time then.
All right. Great.